Yeah. Okay. Fingers crossed that this doesn't vibrate off every time someone sends a message, but at least I have space. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and you can see me clearly, I've moved with this, wherever you are in your now moment. I'm recording this because every morning in Telegram, I'm doing a 6:30 a.m. to a 7:30 morning Qigong stroke energy channeled frequency vibration routine, shall we say, to kickstart your morning. And in the words of Master Chung, if I can remember this anagram, smile is start, internal, love, engine. That's what I intend for us to do every morning for half an hour. This routine is for those that cannot join me, although it will be the same routine. It's just this one I'm recording for you guys. It's a basic daily routine that I'm going to go through today when I'm recording this in this now moment. For me, it's a Saturday morning. We've just had a new moon. It's springtime. I'm going to work with the spring revitalizing energies. A little bit of an intro on me. If you're just viewing this some other way on my YouTube channel, or someone shared this video with you, please join me. I do a free guided meditation every Monday on my YouTube channel. If you'd like to support me so I can keep doing more and more free content, then energy exchange is most welcome, even if it's just your time and taking the time to connect and with me to join in your heart space in our global consciousness network, shall we say. But if you can give any energy donations of money, I would really be grateful for the support. I have a Patreon site that you can join for £5 a month, which is what the price of a coffee shop visit. And you get access to all of my workshops and loads of other free content that's on there, as well as monthly recorded meetings that we do with Pacific stuff to help my members. So with the housekeeping out of the way, let's start with just what we call a gentle witchy pose. So if you can stand, that's fine. If you can't, then you can do this seated. You can just watch this the first time through if you're unsure what Qigong is. A little bit of, actually, if you are unsure, if you may well have heard of Tai Chi. Tai Chi is the martial arts aspect, a small part of Qigong. So basically, Qigong is the energy system of the universe. You might have heard it called prana in yoga, or the universal field in science, but it's the stuff that everything's made of basically our universe, the inner realms, the micro, macro. And Qigong works with the body and the aspect of that and tapping into that. And why I was really drawn to do that, especially at this time, and to share this when I could be charging, is because I feel that where our planet is shifting at the moment, we've got lots of light coming, and that there's lots of internal shifts happening with the planet that are affecting us as well, and that we may or may not be aware of, and to allow us every day to, in law of increments, to shift, to tune subtly to those shifts, and to smile, to start the inner love engine, which is the heart and frequency of love. Enough rambling. So nice balance. It's also a nice gentle form of exercise that is great combined with other forms of exercise and meditation. So just a little add on there, as this is probably for the masses. So hip width apart, nice and comfortable. Whatever you're wearing, because we're not going to be jumping up and down as such. We are going to be stretching, and Qigong is the art of effortless power. So listening and tuning to the body, any forms of pain. It's one thing to have a stretch and feeling that stretch, but if you are in any pain, then stop. Obviously, listen, follow the movements as best you can. It takes time, and over time you will start to move with me, and you will then be able to be in a more meditative form. So you will naturally be doing the movements and more internally, and the physical will come as muscle memory. But to start, just focus on moving into the correct movements. But I will be talking about like the visualization and stuff as we go through. Nice hand spread, hands by the side. Just breathe to start with. This is just a gentle pose. Feel the posture of your body, feel your shoulders, just stretching. And depending on what time of day, you will tune into a different aspect of the body as well. If you've been up and you've been moving around, you may not need as much stretching as you would if you've just got up and doing this at 6:30 for me in the morning, or after a long day. So just gently, I want you to circle out the shoulders. And if you are someone that works from home or spends a lot of time on a PC, a computer, your shoulders, you might feel a lot of tension there, especially depending on how, not all of us, including myself, know how to sit correctly in with our posture, and that can affect how we are. Okay, so just gently rolling, really small movements we work with, but actually quite powerful. So we're just going to move that slightly more. Keep the breath in your awareness, always the posture. And then moving our hands, you see my hands like a prayer position, just rotate. You're rotating the wrist. Obviously, if you have any wrist problems, but just feel into where there's any niggles. We're speaking to our body on the physical level. And then we're going to go into just a gentle rooster. So we're going to extending elbow up and round. If you have any shoulder problems, do not lift as high. Just go with what your body feels is correct. And obviously you can always consult with a doctor. Qigong is preventative medicine in Chinese medicine. And also as it works with the endocrine system, the lymphatic system, the nervous system. The body is like blood and everything pumping around. But you're doing all these wonderful physical things, but on the mental level even more so. And then go the other way. So you're lifting the elbow up and round. We're stretching out all along this part of our body. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing into the stretch. And dropping the hands down. Just a little gentle flow to bring our hands to our hips. Moving gently to start with. We've already started to move that. We're going to bring the arms to swinging, gently knocking our lower dantian. So maybe you might be able to stretch slightly more each time, but keeping your moving the upper body, shifting from the top. This is all staying still, nice bent legs. Feeling the chest. Nice. Yeah. As if you've got, let's say in yoga, like you've got a string pulling your head up. Lifting the opposite arm up to the chest and just gently knocking on this point here, lung point. This is like a little magic miracle clue. If you give that back while we're banging, still slapping the back, that knocking, you can massage, and we will do. Helps with the lungs. So if you have asthma, if you're having like recovering from, they call it COVID hangover, anything that's to do with the lungs, this is a really good point. It's a good point for immunity, to increase immunity. And the same with the other place that we're going to knock the T cells, creating T cells, which is all good for immunity. So I want you to then to switch and then just knock this. This is our life gate. We're working with the kidneys, the spleen, so cleansing and detoxifying, helping our body do this, waking the body up gently. And then coming around under the cleavage, do the opposite, the other side of that in the body. Sorry, just gently tapping under here. The cat's coming to join me. I have 4, you might see a few of them. This is my little rock star. Both hands on one side, gently. I know, depending if you're on the different times of the month, you might find this a little bit more tender. So obviously be aware of your body, be aware of your cycles. Then just coming up to the face. You might have heard this called emotional freedom technique or tapping, that tapping utilizes these ancient meridian arts that Qigong uses. So actually, let's sit down here while I do the face, you can see. Just tapping here, you can add in your affirmation. What this does is it speaks to the nervous system. You're calming down. So if you're in fight or flight, you're in a panic mode, this is a really good technique, and we're going to the shaking, another form, a way of resetting your nervous system if you are in panic and overwhelm. And so side of the eyes, just breathe into this for now. Okay, and then under the chin or on the throat, bring the hands together, ping them up the back. And if you have period pains, if you're female, rubbing these hands together, just switching them over, and then placing. Oh, they don't want to see you. Attention, just not. Good job. The cup's empty. Come on, you. Yes, I know you want mummy's attention. Just placing them on your lower back is really good for pains in the kidneys. You might find that's where you might put a hot pack or a hot water bottle and help to ease cramps. Rubbing again, rubbing here, and then just give yourself a nice. You're washing new energy all over you. Feel that coming down. And again. Over there, and then gently we call running the fingers through the dragon, through your hair. A little head massage and back. And you round the back of the neck. Just the fingertips, gentle press coming down. And again, opposite arm to shoulder. So you get your hand on the opposite shoulder and just give it a little massage, just that sort of motion. Don't hurt yourself, obviously, but fairly firm. And then cross that arm down and do the same on the other side. Crossing over. And then we're going to tap here. There's 2 little knobbly bits just tapping here. I'm going to stand again. You should be able to see me from here. And across to those points that we were knocking on. And then what we call pecking. So you put your hands together and just pecking across. Any little tender areas you want to linger there a little bit longer. Or gently massage if it feels better for you. Whatever's right for you. It's important to listen to what's right for you. Lots of us are still learning. We prefer to be told. But it's important to know, your higher self, your inner being knows what's right for you. What's right for me may not be right for you. Right for me, but not for you. Anyway, I'm digressing. I'm trying to keep my talking to a minimal. So just bring your hands down to the side. Feel the tingling of energy, the movement in your hands. So hands spread out as if you're holding a ball. And just breathe for a minute. Feel where your energy levels are. Hopefully they're raised a little bit as we're moving chi, moving energy, moving breath of life around, waking up all the capillaries. And we do the slapping next. So it's one people, I love how one of my Patreon members said, she said, oh, I'm enjoying like beating myself up every morning. Only we're doing it for a positive reason rather than with our negative thoughts, is what I was thinking. So this time you start with the shoulder, you know, where we're doing the little massage and just gently slapping. So you're cupping your hand like this and gently slapping. And you go from there, do that a couple of times up the top. Release a little bit of that tension. Especially, as I said, those people on the computers, where you feel it, feeling like the weight of the world on you. You want to release that. And then go down the arm, lingering at the inside of the elbow. And if it goes red on their skin, that's a good thing, bringing the blood to the surface. Going down the inside of the hand, and flipping the arm over and coming up the outside. Top, and do that 2 more times. Another more time. 7.4, 6, and then coming over, knocking in the middle, swapping hands, and do the other side. So yeah, down, last time. Going down. Shake that out. I'm just going to lift one arm up and just up. And over. That's another one of the EFT points. The opposite side. Might want to come down. Both. Give yourself a little hug while you're there. A bit of little self-love. And shake. As I said, shaking resets the nervous system. You might feel a bit silly, but you can do this. You can put your favourite tune on, have a little shimmy as well at the same time, but really shake. Shake the legs. If you can do this for 3 minutes, we're not going to today, but if you can do this for 3 minutes, if you're in overwhelmment, it resets your flight or flight system. Okay, you might have seen animals do this. In fear, they shake. That's what they're doing. They're setting the nervous system. So that reptilian part of our biology, we're speaking to it, working with it. It's not a bad thing. It keeps us alive, fear, but it can work against us in the modern world. So in Qigong, we can express sounds whilst doing this. It may feel a little bit weird. So for this basic routine, I will just keep it simple. We're just going to work with the sound of the heart. And I won't go into my more channeled sounds, but just H-A-A-A, if you want to do it with me. Sound of the heart is a sound. Might sound a bit weird, yeah, if you're doing it, but it's fine. No one's watching. Dance like no one's watching, always in your life. Although I have you watching. Sorry. So keep shaking. Deep breath in. We're clearing out the lungs when we do that as well. So expressing that sound, we're going into the next thing. We're going to be working with the nose. So I want you to breathe in. If you've got a cold, you might sound a little bit horrible, but this is really good to clear the nostrils in the morning if you have blocked up nose. So we're going to move in a T shape, and then like you're throwing a ball to each side. So your arms will go up and out to the side, up, out to the side, up, out to the side. Through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Keeping your lower body gentle, Ouija pose like we started with, gentle bent knees. So you're twisting the upper body, keeping the lower body stationary. Any of you Wim Hof fans out there, very much like what you do with the breath. So I would also add that to your practice if you can, but I'm not going to do that now because I'm trying to keep this short. But lower belly breaths as well, you might have done in yoga. So bring that breath down as you start to slow. Hands to the side. Now you might have noticed, you might feel warmer. We've got that energy moving, but just in case you're not, and if you may be someone that suffers with depression, this is something that I learned actually originally, and it is a Qigong movement from Jack Canfield, that is really great to do. Donna Eden calls this bringing down the venom. So I'll show you 2 different ways of doing this. Grab your fists. So say you're really pissed off with something and you really want to let it out. You're like, oh, you don't want to obviously take it out on that person. It's a really good thing to do. So that's why we call it the venom, as she calls it, the venom. So fists up high above our head and just blow that down. Let it all out. Shift the energy in a constructive way. Energy does not disappear, it does not get destroyed, but we can transform it. All energies, whether it's a virus or an emotion or anything. Okay, so we can transform all things. Okay, see me all right still? Yep. Okay. What's that weird thing there? Oh, it's is that the flower? Can you see the flower? No, can't see what the red is. Okay, anyway, so you're distracted by the phone falling over. The other way of doing this is fists up here, shifting out that energy, and you literally just, you don't have to have them in fists, your hands can just be natural, and just moving and flinging your hands down. Obviously, if you have any back problems, you listen to your back. The other one, just with the arms, and you can do that sitting as well as an alternative if you have lower back problems and issues. But if you just, and again, obviously making sure there's nothing there, your head, nice head rush, and then the next time you go down, just hang there. Okay, I'm going to come out so you can see me. Just let yourself hang upside down, looking through the legs, feeling that stretch and that pull on the backs of our legs, looking from a different perspective. So yes, we can clear and transmute things with various things. Okay. If you feel this here and you can't completely bend over, you can put your hands on the side like this. And in fact, if you move, bringing your hands up, round the big toe, thumb up, to the knees, placing your hands on your knees, just stretching out that shoulder. While we're here, feel that stretch, that feels good for me. Oh, need that. Upper body. Then going down, just flick the toes. Come back round the toes. When I say flick the toes, you literally just flick, like your Wendy Masterton says, flicking the sand. Another energy healer. So both toes at the same time, both feet, sorry, at the same time. And then come round the big toe. So you're following your toe round, up the ankle with your hands like this. As you come up, as we move Boris out of the way, can't drink my cacao, mate. And coming up to here, just feel that little bony bit. And then we're going to just gently knock that. And then thighs. Like a rhythm of a heartbeat. Heartbeat, your heartbeat, pulsing. And then the free, just knock and slap, 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 knock and slap. And then we're going to continue with the slapping. And this time we're going to go round and down the legs. So we're going to start the sides, moving around the buttocks, back down the side of the legs and thighs, coming down. We're catching all the meridian points doing this, going down, cupping like we did on our hands, round the toes with the fingertips and up the inside of the thighs. Do that one more time for me. Move the phone because someone's messaged. It's a Saturday when I'm recording this. One more time. I'm just going to do a little yin massage to finish off. So, put your hands over our lower dental, left hand, then right hand, over the lower chakras, the stomach. Spread out. There's some debate about whether it's behind the belly button or further back or where the lower dental is, but the energy center there, or those lower chakras, is what we were thinking of. So the colors of red, orange, and yellow. Think of fire and sun. Yeah, your Aries, fire, spark, flames. Here, ignition that we're in when I'm recording this. But even if you're not, that's the area that we're working with. This birthing energy, sparking energy, fire energy, new earth, roots and shoots, new beginnings, so new intentions. So we're going to work with that whilst we're working with the yang and massaging. Think about your intentions. Yes, I know you want to play. I won't be much longer. Breathe that new chi in, exhale out. Breathing in, and when we exhale out, I'm always talking about the fact that people like to think of the energy of the negative coming out. I like to think of the recycling. We breathe in the oxygens the trees make, we breathe out what they breathe in. We work symbiotically with our planet, with the earth. When we put the ashes on a burn list, we put it in the garden, it helps the ground. We are all part of the cells of our planet, of the greater living being that is this planet Earth, what some refer to as Gaia. We are all cells in her body, just as the body in the cells in ours, the energy may need shifting, old stagnant energy. So let's do that. It sometimes gets stuck here, so sweeping across the midriff. Anything that needs recycling that we don't need, shaking it off. Same this side, because too much energy can be bad for us. It can get stuck and stagnant, just as not enough flow, like stagnant water not flowing. That's what builds up. The cells then become, in the chemistry, they build up. And as we know in science, energy all becomes matter, becomes chemical compounds that then become structures of cells. It becomes us. That's how matter is formed. And we're just working from the planification aspect, as Matthias, the I Am part, teaches us. So, from the stomach, moving the hands round the back, gentle rub over that lower energy gate, moving down the sides of the legs, around, up the inner legs, bringing the backs of the hands up together, into prayer position for a second. Just breathe that. In fact, let's just, before we go into that, bringing down heaven and earth. Connect with heaven, the cosmos, the infinite abundance that created our universe, whatever you choose to call that. Feel it flowing down through your heart, through your fingers into the ground. The energy, the life systems that turn the planet, that evolve us and evolve everything around us. Breathe that in. Breathe that into the heart space in prayer position, connecting with your own beliefs. Whatever resonates, it doesn't have to be what I'm saying, link up to what's right for you. And the opposite side, feel that. And then hands twisting, going to the elbows, to the shoulders, back to the elbows, twisting in a lotus, opening flower of intention. Again, going to the opposite shoulder, the opposite elbows, up and over the head, coming round the back of the neck, feeling, petting like a kitty cat, as Marissa would say. Under here, under the chin, bringing the backs of the hands together as you come down over the heart, and then we flow into that as we started. So massaging here, going down the sides of the legs, around, bringing your breath into this. And over. Into prayer. Heaven and earth. Little bend the knees when you do the exchange with your prayer position, opening up. Bringing the hands twisting to elbows, up to shoulders, to elbows, lotus flower, twisting to elbows, to shoulder, up and over the head, round the neck, petting like a kitty cat, backs of the hands together, coming round, massaging, going down, around, up the inside, bringing the hands up to the stomach, triangular pose, feeling those energies rooted down on earth, connecting, you connected with your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul. Just breathe for a moment, that upside down triangle, rooting down the heavenly. Bringing the hands up over the stomach. Bringing your feet together into bamboo in the wind. Just for a moment. I'm just going to do a little chi ball. Hands here in front, like you've got a ball in your hand. Gently sway, feel the body. As we didn't do this, rolling the hips, one way and the other. You roll them out. You've got this ball. I want you to use your imagination and the power of image therapy and creative visualization. If you're not familiar, just to explain, your mind does not know the difference between imagining things and reality of doing things. It interprets that body and those impulses in your brain in the same way. So imagine closing the eyes, you have a ball in your hand, and it's a ball of light. You bring your hands close together and just rub them. Feel the friction. You can feel that energy of momentum. Bring them slightly apart. You feel the heat that you've created with that momentum. Now bring that back out into a small ball. And you still feel that warmth, that heat. That is an energy. That's you feeling and interpreting energy. So feeling this, pulse that ball, make it bigger. And while we have it here with the power of intention that I work with daily, I'm going to give you my intentions. And you can add your own in if you have them. Think about how you're igniting, smiling, your inner smile, and actually smile if you can. So we're starting the inner love energy. That's what this ball is. It's love. It's the frequency of love. It's light. So we've got love in the ball. What else do you need in that ball for your day? To power your day, clarity, understanding, maybe compassion, joy, laughter, resilience. And just make that ball. I want you to bring that ball up over your head. I'm going to bring that ball around, extending it, and imagine the ball is so big that it's around you. We're tuning into our toric field. That ball is your toric field. It's filled like a lattice around you with beautiful shiny colours. You've got this bubble around you. You ever seen kids blowing bubbles? You see the shimmery colours. That's what's around you when you're in balance. Feel that ball. Just start to feel it. Moving your hands around it. Move them if you can in the motion of a figure eight. So you've got two balls as if you're joining them together, circling in a figure eight motion. Feel behind you, to the side of you, behind the other side, down low to the ground with flow, almost like a dance movement. But whatever feels right, where does it feel like you need more? Is there energy over here you need a little bit more? Then spend a little bit longer over there. Do it wherever you need. Moving around, feel the flow of yourself, of your body, of your connection, and your sense of your space around you, wherever you are. You're already aware. You might be thinking there's a table there. I don't want to knock my knee on that. With your eyes closed, you're still aware it's there. You're perceiving it's there. And the sofa's there. I need to maybe move the legs and move from side to side. Just relax down the arms, just swaying, bringing the feet back together. Come to a stationary position for a second. Bring your balance in awareness. Breathe in and open your eyes. We're just going to add to the end of this the Wayne Cook. So if you cross your hands over, working on our balance, you literally cross the hands like this, going and twisting them up. Hopefully that doesn't hurt. If you can, lift one leg and balance. If you can't, just lift that, stick with just the arms. You can do this sitting. If it helps, you can do that. We're doing both. Combination. And then twisting those out. Swap the hands over. Drop the leg. Swap the leg over. And the arms up. With the breath. I've got my daughter calling me. Yeah, I'll be finished recording in just a second, darling. Well, a minute. Give you a chance to bring that balance down. If you're doing this sitting, I'm going to show you standing without the arms. Then you put this arm onto these and put that hand through here, and you feel that stretch. You'll feel it here. We're crossing left and right brain hemispheres when we do this. When we do it like this standing, It's more of a yoga pose, I think, but you're also working with the balance of the body, an internal balance. So you can practice doing those. It's more advanced. Just stick with the hands to start with if you're a beginner. Bringing those hands to the side. Deep breath in. Prayer position, hands above our head. May you always receive and be in the receiving mode for kind, loving, compassionate thoughts and inspirations. May you always think those, receive them with loving kindness, thoughts and inspiration. May you always speak with kind and loving thoughts and inspiration. May you always feel kind and loving thoughts and inspiration. May you always be inspired to take kind and loving thoughts and inspirations and actions, bring into being kind and loving thoughts and actions. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Please like this video, share if anyone you feel could benefit from this every day. Join me live every day at 6:30 a.m. UK time in Telegram group Morning Qigong. There's links on my page at Love Authentic Me on Facebook, or actually I'll make sure there's some links under this video when I pop it up on YouTube. Currently in that group, if you're viewing this in April of 2022, we are doing a 21 Days of Abundance and Cacao challenge as well, in addition. Or join me every week on YouTube on a Monday for guided more meditation. There's loads of videos on there if you need half an hour to connect. The other thing I'm doing in April, and that you're welcome to do if the meditations are too long, on my Instagram account on Theresa Janday, I'm just going live, just connecting and observing our own emotions to give us space, to give ourselves space, 3 minutes a day. I should be doing that every day throughout April 2020, but the videos for that will be on IGTV if you're viewing this later in your now moment. I did it in July of 2020. There are longer, slightly like 10-minute ones when I do it in July that have more explanation. If you'd like more explanation and you're new to that practice, then I suggest starting from the July one. And I'm going to put a link of all up on my Facebook, so you'll be able to go directly to those videos rather than search through IGTV, but they are on my feed. So if you want to search, you don't have to find Facebook if you're not a Facebook fan. But the Qigong classes are on Instagram. Thank you for being here, for joining me. Love and blessings. I'm Theresa Janday from Tree Heart Art Design Authentic. Oh, love authentic me. Hoping to be my most authentic self for you. Have a beautiful day. I will see you if you're watching this daily. Again tomorrow, remember, smile. Start internal love engine. I love that. That's from Master Chung Lee, if I'm pronouncing his name right. He's a Qigong master. Love and blessings. Thank you.